holding your peace with the intention of making you wonder, ask a few questions, be curious, if you will. So, what are the signs that your partner may be having a secret child?
Chin, chin,
I feel
chin.
like for a woman, having a secret child would be notable if you guys are already in the relationship. Maybe for whatever reasons, you're unable to have children. And then she pops up and says, hey babe, surprise! It's your child. I think that would be easy for you to call out. But we have had incidences of where, new families have been discovered on the day of the funeral. Personally, I know like 3. And even recently, I acquired a new sibling. So all I'm saying is the signs. The signs have been there. It's just that you are not willing, or you don't want to really confirm.
I'm blind to you.
Exactly.
Haters.
You know the signs are there. This man may be having a whole other family, whole other children out there. But you're ignoring them and you're making excuses, And I'm on at the top of the list. Schedule change. Your husband, please notice we're talking about husbands here, not boyfriend, girlfriend, okay? Boyfriend, girlfriend, you are dating each other. You're getting to know each other. It was courtship period. But husband and wife, let's just talk about that specifically. Your husband was always available. After work, he would come home. You spend time together. After work, you guys go for dinner. Like you guys had quality time together. And then out of nowhere, schedule ina change. Anakuwa busy. Anaenda missing kama Kate Middleton. And there's no explanation. You try to, is it work? Are you stressed about work? Maybe you need some me time. That's a thing. Sometimes you're feeling overwhelmed. You go from being shouted at work. You get home, people are shouting. Sometimes you need some me space, and that's allowed. It's a marriage, not a prison. But it's none of those things. Please start questioning. Maybe the attention is going elsewhere. So schedule change is a big indicator that something may be, horribly wrong, or maybe they have another child.
Financial discrepancies. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? That suddenly there's just money inapotea tu. After it's very timely. Every beginning of the month, kedo something amount
Less is coming
inapotea.
in.
Ilikuwa labda, lakini iliingia kama imetoka. Ni kama standing order. Inaingia ikitoka.
Inaenda wapi?
Kila couple of weeks unasikia kipesa kimetoka. You don't find that suspicious?
I can't afford this.
You don't find that suspicious? Honestly, finances are a difficult conversation to have in general with your partner. However, it's very vital that you know at least of things that are happening. For example, if they get hit by a bus today and they're gone, you don't know what they were paying for. You stop paying for it. It was probably something important that needed to be paid for. For example, some new form of insurance for your land or something. Maybe it was a land rate he was paying for. Maybe it was a loan for a new, a new car or a new house or whatever. You don't know. It's very vital for you to know, because if anything else would happen, God forbid, you need to keep up with some of these payments. Well, most of them are usually chucked, by the way, in the event of death. But it's still very important for you to know where the money is going, how much money is going to these particular things. And if the math is not mathing, you all need to sit down and have a conversation.
And the secrecy around especially devices and phones and social media. Like right now, me and my husband, tunajua password ya kila kitu. Tunajua password ya mobile banking, password ya money apps. Even phone
all
passwords
the
and
ATMs.
lock screen. I am privy to all of that information. But if one day all of that was to change, all of a sudden I don't have access, I want to call, I'm out of airtime, I need to use your phone. I go to do this, it's not unlocking, you changed. Tumbo inaingia kwa maji. Because why? I understand wanting a bit of secrecy, a bit of privacy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you take videos of yourself dancing, you don't want anyone to see. I understand that. But sudden lack of access can be a bit worrying. Or social media, they're used to posting your children. You go out for dinner, they post my lovely wife and our children, but all of a sudden they're not posting the children no more. It is because the other woman has said, if you're going to post those children, you better post this other one, please. So I feel like sudden changes, especially when it comes to social media and the use of their phones, is an indicator of something going on.
Yep, could be children, could be worse. Shifting attitudes towards children. Huyu mtu alikuwa anaona watoto anasema sasa angalia hizi. You know, why are they screaming? Why did we move here? Why are these children so loud? Why? It was always, ugh, children, eek. Suddenly now, ako like, kababa, you know? Every child he walks towards or sees, he's like, you're very handsome, very beautiful young child. They're suddenly very drawn to children. And you're like, it's because they're harboring guilt. Anasikia guilty because there's a child somewhere who needs to be receiving this love, but they cannot have access to them, or at least they have limited access to these children, and therefore they are, you know, they're projecting. This is a subconscious projection outward. Yeah, suddenly chunga.
And I feel like another one is, or I think we don't do most of the time when you're doing CSI, FBI kind of things, is we don't prioritize going through the gallery, the photo gallery. You know, we prioritize where your money is going. I want to see your text messages. I want to see your phone log. But have you ever stopped and checked the phone gallery?
Recently deleted.
Not even recently deleted.
Hapo unapatanga mambo lakini.
Imagine just opening the phone, going through the, you know, cute pictures. Oh, we're such a cute family. And then you see an unfamiliar child. These are red flags because, first of all, why do you have a picture of a stranger's child? You know, are you a P word? Is this what is happening? Is this our marriage? Do I have to divorce you? Number two, this is not a relative. I've been married to you for a hot minute. So relatives just don't pop up out of nowhere. Number three, why do you feel the need to, hata kama ilituma kwa group, lazima usave na ikuja kwa gallery? Why did you save the picture? So I feel just unexplained children content is a huge red flag. Or another thing people don't check is the shopping list. Let me tell you, I am guilty of this because you'll not catch me lacking. When shopping is done, I will go through items like a mad woman. Tell me where this chocolate went. You will not catch me lacking. So if you're going through that shopping list, yenye imekuja vizuri, alafu huku kwingine kuna diapers, kuna wet wipes.
What the hell?
You guys don't check shopping lists?
No!
My God, you're missing out. You're missing out on a lot of, you know, fights. Because if you bought chocolate
out on a lot of fights
and it did not get home,
where did it go?
Who did you give this chocolate? Because I know you do not like chocolates. Muna miss out. Can you please go through those grocery lists when they come home?
Sorry, that one is new. That one is new. But as we're giving people hacks, go to someone's phone, especially if they have this iOS nice ones, zile za nini. What is an apple called in Kiswahili?
Sijui.
Yes. Hiyo ya matunda imeumwa. If you go to photos and actually scroll all the way to the top, you will see that search icon. Tap the search button. That's where you start to look for things. Underwear. Search any picture of underwear, itatokelezea. Kama si yako, kuna shida mahali. Unaweka hapo bodies. Unaangalia nudes. Una type to anything you want to see. Zitakuja zote. That's how you catch somebody fast. You know, sometimes you only have a few seconds to snoop. Snoop with a purpose.
Exactly.
With smartness. But that said, shifting in attitude or emotional responses when you bring up children. Have you ever sat down with someone and asked them something and immediately they jolt to such self-defense?
You're like, where did that come from?
Like, what? It's usually because they are reacting to some form of, like, it's a form of trying to make you, I don't know, it's diverting the conversation. So there you are sitting with your partner and you're like, oh my God, babies are so cute nowadays. You're like, what children? What are you talking about? When did children ever become cute? Those expensive blah, blah, blah. You're like, okay, can you chill? You bring up a conversation about children. Do you plan? When do you think we can? Actually, do you want to have children at some point in the future? Amerukia your story. It's because they are trying to guard and give a guise of nothing's happening and whatever. But usually it's because, again, that natural response to defend yourself whenever you're caught with your pants down. So also be keen on those. Yeah.
And I feel like once you know all of this information, sometimes it's very important for you to confirm.
Yeah.
Confirm because sometimes we do jump into conclusions.
Oh,
for
for
example,
sure.
me, I've gone through the shopping list. I've gone through the receipt.
Mona show
I
freak.
found something that I've not unpacked from these bags. Here I am jumping. Oh, uko na bibi mwingine, uko na mtoto mwingine. Maybe they walked into the supermarket with a colleague and he was like, don't worry about it, I'll pay. We do it all the time. We walk to the counter, unangalia rafiki yako amenunua tu moja, don't worry about it, I got you. Maybe it was one of those situations. But also when you're confronting people, just do it in a very calm manner. We've seen people do things out of anger and it ended badly. We've seen people confront other people, tempers were raised, and then you're at a police case. Now we are mourning you. Now we are visiting you in hospital because you had a huge and terrible fight. So I feel like confirm your suspicions. And then when you're doing all of this and you're asking, sit down. It's not your enemy, it's your husband. And say, hey, my husband, there are a few things that have come to light. Would you like to explain to me what's going on? And what do you see the way forward as? And then deal with the situation.
We keep saying there's a difference between listening to someone and hearing them. When you are actually listening to the explanation, now you've asked a question and they're responding to it. Listen not only with empathy, but also listen without interruption. Listen and give them a chance to actually explain themselves. Actively listen to them, don't just hear them. Sometimes it's just like anaongea tu wewe kwa kichwa chako unaendelea tu you know that sound when you're mad and you just like the foam is about to come out of your mouth, all you're hearing is just